Namaste all. We will begin now.
Namaste, ma'am. Hi, Preeti, ma'am. How are you?
I am good,
Namaste,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Doing good.
Thank
Okay,
you
ma'am.
so much, everyone, for joining. So, this is going to be an interactive webinar. So, what is the topic today?
Body aches.
Okay. So, body ache. It's a very, very generalized topic, we know, but more so because it is generalized, we don't look at it at a full, wholesome level. It's only body ache. No, it will pain, then it'll become okay. I'll put a painkiller. But somehow, if you think back, actually, we will all be taking a lot of painkillers for symptomatic relief. At that time, at that moment, we will get rid of the pain. But after that, we forget. Again, it comes. Over age, we understand that this body ache seems to be always present. So I want to know how many of you just close your eyes for a moment and think, is there any part of your body, even a very slight pain now? You can either put it in the chat box or you can unmute and tell. Some pain in your body. Backache, lower backache, or neck stiffness. And how many of you are having headache? Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Usually, we will have a back pain more, ma'am.
Yes. And it has become like we have accepted as part of ourselves, right? We have almost thought that, oh, if the pain is not there, we'll be wondering, oh my God, today, why the pain is not there? What happened? So that is why we have chosen this topic. I'm Dr. Preeti. So I am a volunteer and I head the Prashasti Free Medical Guidance Mind Care and Naturopathy Initiative of the DAV group in Chennai. With me, I have Dr. Amrita Varshini, a naturopathy and yoga expert, and I am Mrs. Neha Bhardwaj, our psychologist, as well as our coordinator. So first, I will go on the scientific basis of what is body ache, what is pain, why it is happening, why it is chronic, how it is connected to yoga and psychology, why do we need to know about it? So we're all there. So what is pain? If you ask me for a definition, this is the definition: an unpleasant sensory, which means you're able to sense it on emotional experience. See, even the definition says it is emotional. Pain is emotional, associated with actual or potential tissue damage. Something is actually damaged in your body, or it can have the ability to get damaged. Now, how many of you agree with me that whenever we have a very unpleasant situation, when somebody hurts us by speaking, when we have a heartbreak, we say heartbreak, no? When we say, or some loved one goes away, or someone, passes away, or something happens like that. How many of you feel a pain here in the center of the chest? Do you all feel a pain? Just the thought, does it give pain? Yes, yes, yes. So the thought itself can induce a pain. The hurt can induce a pain. That is why it is very, very important that we should connect pain and brain. Always think pain is not a separate entity. It is always connected to your brain. We'll see how. So first, these are the basic three types of pain according to science. One is nociceptive, which means when you're going to hit on a nail. Of course, there will be pain because the stimulus, that action is carried to your brain, which perceives it as pain. Now, if the nerves are not functioning properly, you will not feel the pain. So this is nociceptive. You have the nerve, it feels the pain perceives. Neuropathic pain is when there is a problem in the nervous system itself without any injury or without you falling down, without you getting hurt, there will be constant pain because it is the nerve itself having a damage, a tumor or a lesion or a swelling or some chemicals, that is called neuropathic pain. Okay. Nociplastic pain is there is no nerve damage or tissue damage, just the emotion of it creating a pain. Just the emotion of it creating a pain. So nociceptive is you actually prick on something, you get a pain. Neuropathic is you don't prick on something, but the nerve is damaged, so you get a pain. Nausea is, but that's by thinking you get a pain. These are three major types of pain. So now, muscle pain. You all said usually we get lower backache. Muscle pain is termed myalgia. What is it termed? Myalgia. So it can be due to various causes. We all know this, but we're just giving it. It can be muscle stress from overuse. When you suddenly do an exercise. So we all get this New Year resolutions. That's where we all commonly come, no? Oh, today we have to go to the gym, hit the gym. We have to, and somebody says we are, gained weight or lost weight. We immediately go to the gym and do exercise. That day, you get a pain from overuse. That is the muscle stress. The traumatic injuries, when you fall down, you get injury, you have pain. Infections may cause pain. Okay, so when you have stomach ache, you have diarrhea, you have pain. Reactions to medication. Some medicines may also cause pain. And then chronic muscle diseases. When there is a chronic means anything which lasts more than 3 weeks is chronic in some definitions. 6 months in some definitions. Okay, so that's chronic muscle disease, which can cause pain. And there are chronic pain syndromes itself. Leave the body pain, which we all have. There are pain syndromes. Imagine how much painful it will be. Then there are neuromuscular disorders, which means muscle and nerves are problematic. Metabolic disorders like diabetes may cause peripheral neuropathy. You would have heard the doctor, when you have diabetes, please take care of your sugar levels, or else you will have pain, diabetic foot, wherein you will lose the sensation, then the nerves become numb. So even when you hit a nail, you will not be able to feel the pain, and over time the blood circulation also is compromised, and whenever you have an injury, it doesn't heal, and it may lead even to cutting of the foot. Okay, so that's the type of pain related sequelae which can happen. Then ischemia, which means when blood doesn't flow to a part, you can get numbness and pain. So cancer, of course, yeah, the most painful one is cancer pain. Okay, so the very strange thing about cancer is, usually in the beginning stages of cancer, you will never have pain, mostly unless it's a nerve compression or nerve cancer, you will not get pain. Unfortunately, when the cancer tissue grows, when the abdominal tissue grows, new nerves, raw nerves, because when you get injured, no, see, why do they say this part is very sensitive? Because the nerve endings are there more. Okay, why facial nerve? Because nerve endings are more. So these places, very easily you will get pain. Similarly, in cancer, the nerve endings will grow into the cancer fresh. It will not grow into full nerves. That is why when the cancer grows, the pain is unbearable. So cancer pain is one of the most unbearable pains. So these types of chronic pains is our much focus today. So what causes chronic pain? Again, osteoarthritis, which means bone gets, very destroyed over age, the cartilage over the bones. So when two bones rub against each other, you get pain. Okay, that's the knee pain and the neck pain. Lower back pain, again, due to postural problems. When we sit in the computer for a long time, when we sit in uncomfortable chairs, when we don't sleep in a proper bed, you get lower back pain. Fibromyalgia. This is very, very common in women, because women, again, to estrogen, we'll see it in the further slides. So you will, if you ask some women, especially who are working in their middle age, you will see some knot like things, like a knot, when you thread like things in your back, in the middle of the back, on the either side of spinal cord, there will be no problem at all, but these things will come suddenly and that will pain. Have you all noticed it? Sudden pain in the back, or stiffness in this area. Have you all noticed? That's called fibromyalgia, which means fibers get there and that causes pain. Yes, yes, okay. So the nerve damage, of course, an autoimmune problem, which means your body cells, immune cells turn against your own body. For example, diabetes is again, diabetes, type 1 diabetes is a type of autoimmune disease, wherein the insulin producing cells, they are damaged by the body's own immune cells. Okay, so that's one type of autoimmune disorder. There are several autoimmune disorders, cancers, injury. So these may all cause chronic pain. Now, what is chronic pain? Acute pains means begin suddenly. Now, if a headache starts, it's acute. Okay, but chronic means the headache keeps coming again and again. It comes today, it goes, or it stays. It stays continuously for 3 days, or it goes today but comes tomorrow or day after or next week. So that's chronic. It may be constant or intermittent. Acute pain is very sharp and intense. Chronic pain may vary. For some people, the sharp, intense pain may be for a long time. Okay. And but it's acute pain is always, you will have a specific reason. There will be a illness, you will have some fever, you will have some, see, some dengue. With dengue, we all know it causes body pain, right? So dengue, breaking bones, that's why it's dengue is breaking bones fever, like chikungunya. So those all causes, pain. And it warns us that something is wrong. But chronic pain is independent of an illness or injury. Sometimes you will never understand why the pain is there, and it lasts less than 3 months, to call it acute pain. If it's more than 3 months, it's chronic pain. For acute pain, you have to treat the cause. Always remember, acute pain, you have to treat only the cause. For example, fever, you have to treat the fever. Viral illness, you have to treat the viral illness or the bacterial illness. Or injury means you have to bandage the injury. But chronic pain, that is where our webinar is about. It cannot go because you do not know exactly the cause, and it is emotionally, psychologically, and environmentally connected. Social factors. So only when you address all this can that pain go away. Unless and until you address that, that chronic pain will remain. So pain is always not. Can someone tell me, if you have to ask you to explain pain, even in your native Tamil or in whichever language you're comfortable with, what will you say? What is pain? Can someone say what is pain?
When I'm feeling uncomfortable and
Okay,
we cannot move the muscle as we comfortably.
good,
If
ma'am.
we suddenly, if leg is paining, suddenly if we want to stand, we will feel that, until the inertia will get zero, how we will move like that. We will hold something and we will
Yes.
give the rest for that one to come to our control. Then we
Oh,
will start walking. So first pain means we will not feel comfortable, and
oh,
then we will feel uh, pain.
that the uncomfortable
Yes, ma'am.
sensation.
The
Very.
tenderness also we will feel.
So as ma'am says, that pain, though we tell that it will vary for different types of pain. For example, muscle pain is usually throbbing pain, aching or throbbing pain. Something will keep pushing that pain. It will be like something is pushing there, that kind of throbbing pain. But if you ask injury pain, it's mostly stinging pain, pricking pain. You will say it's like needles pricking you. In Tamil, we say kutra madri irukku, that type of pain. Sometimes burning sensation can also be perceived as pain. Okay, in heartburn, in gastritis, in ulcer, we say it's burning pain. Okay, shooting pain. We say vinnu valikkudu, shooting pain. It's like shooting. Squeezing pain, like your body is being squeezed, especially in viral illnesses, you will feel the squeezing pain. And as ma'am very correctly said, stiffness, muscle stiffness, that also can be perceived as pain. So chronic pain can be, or even acute pain, but chronic pain also can be of any of these types. Okay. So whichever these type is, it's actually pain. Okay. Now, what happens in pain? So there is some stimulus. The nerve receptors are taking it, but unless the brain is functioning, you will not know pain. Similar to eyesight, okay? Unless the brain sees, you cannot see. Unless the brain hears, you cannot hear. So it goes to the cortex. So that is why pain is very, very connected to the brain. Okay? Unless the brain perceives it, you cannot know it as pain. And then the brain interprets the signal as pain. So there are something called prostaglandins, which are released when pain is there. Okay. So that will enhance the sensitivity of the nerve receptors to pain. So this is how pain is path. So why am I saying it is, again, in acute and chronic pain, the pathway is same, but in chronic pain, there will be differences because the brain is, today I have a headache. Okay. Tomorrow, before the headache is going to start, my brain will know. So the pain will be more. Okay, because that's called central sensitization. Your brain is expecting it, so it will pain more. Okay. So that is why you should train the brain in any chronic pain. Only when you train the brain, you can overcome the pain. Okay. And prostaglandins, in acute pain, it is more released. That is why when we take a painkiller, immediately the pain will go because it works against the prostaglandins. This crocin, then paracetamol, then diclofenac, these painkillers, they all act against these prostaglandins. So immediately when you take it, within 20 minutes, the pain will go away. But in chronic pain, it will not give a full relief because the other parts we are not addressing. Okay. The nervous system, it's only the peripheral. That is, the periphery means the outer parts and the spinal cord, which are mostly involved in acute pain. But brain and spinal cord become more sensitive in chronic pain. Response, it, as I said, non-steroidal analgesics, the painkillers, it will respond. But in chronic pain, it needs multidisciplinary research. Different types of treatment is needed to manage chronic pain. Okay, now an activity. So now what I want you to do is, everyone, if possible, you can, close your eyes. I would request everyone to close your eyes. Are we all there? Close your eyes. Okay. And whatever I'm going to say, you have to visualize. Visualize means you have to imagine. Okay. So where are we going now? We are all going to a beach. Beautiful beach. Okay. Imagine you are going to a beach. This beautiful sand. You're walking towards the water. It's evening time, so the sand is not very hot. So it's a very pleasant climate. And you are actually walking towards the water slowly, beautifully. You are enjoying the sensation of the sand touching your legs. Your feet going inside the sand. You're going, walking beautifully. You're going to touch the water. Ouch! There is a needle. There is a needle, a big needle in the sand. It has pricked you. Sudden stinging sensation in your leg. It's going through your body to your brain. Sudden stinging sensation. Now open your eyes. How many of you felt some sensation in your leg? Or even a phantom pain? Now we are not on the beach. We are not anywhere. I was just describing it. How many of you felt? Yes. So now you know where the brain is in pain. So brain, I just wanted to show you all how brain is so much connected with the pain. It is just by thinking or imagining a situation, you are getting a pain. So pain, especially in chronic pain, all of this play a part. We were just imagining a situation and now you can imagine the pain. So if you are in a fearful mood, if you are in an anxious mood, the pain is felt more. If you are in a calmer and happier mood, the pain is felt less. For example, athletes, if, if the athlete has won, the muscle pain will be less. The athlete has lost, the pain will be more. The muscle pain will be more. Past experiences. If you had gone through a similar pain before, your brain will automatically and 100% perceive it to be more painful. So whenever you are, that techniques only, Neha ma'am will explain how you should train your brain in terms of chronic pain to overcome it, to train your brain to desensitize it. Then distraction. When we are in the company of friends, when we are playing, when we were young, we used to feel painless. Okay, we used to fall down terribly, get, wounds, injury, bleeding, but we will not bother. But now, when we are, especially for women or even men in the middle age, when we are actually exhausted with work, with children around, and we want actually some attention, even a small pain, we will think it as big pain. Oh my God, my head is throbbing so badly. Can't this house be quiet for little 5 minutes? But the same person, when he was a child, he would be happy going around with the house is lively. So distraction and attention to the pain actually makes the difference. And cognitive expectations. Even in cancer, that is why we say in cancer, to beat the pain, we should have positive beliefs. It's very difficult, but that's where psychology comes in. Okay, so that is where the negative thoughts always increase the pain. If you are actually feeling, oh my God, today the headache, for example, you will know if you are not going to eat today, there is some event, you are have to be full day in the event, you are not going to get food. You will 100% know at evening 5 o'clock, you will get a pain, headache, okay? But if you are ready, it's fine. Let the headache come. If it comes, we will manage. We will eat something. Then it will go off. Actually, the pain will be less. You may not get a headache also. So this is very, very important in terms of pain. So why some people are very sensitive to pain? I know a person who will, who will, for anything, they will jump. Even when they hit against a door, some people will be like, even the finger is crushed in the door, they'll be quiet. But some people with simple thing, they'll be shouting like anything. But why is the difference? Because genetics. Some people are wired like that. Unfortunately, we have a very reactive immune system, some people, but some people are more, resistant to pain. Trauma during in childhood can heighten lifetime pain. Trauma or adverse events when the family is not having a good, a good childhood, then the lifetime pain sensitivity is actually heightened. Anxiety, depression can amplify pain perception. Neuroplasticity, again, as I said, when chronic pain, brain becomes more sensitive. You have to desensitize the brain. Lack of coping skills. I feel the pain is very overwhelming. I am like that, and maybe I like attention. I like giving attention to the pain. I want to escape from something. I will just say, "Oh, my headache. I am having a bad headache. I'll not do this work today." And I just want to be giving more attention to the pain, not coping with the situation. Then again, pain will be more. So this is why some people are more sensitive to pain. So how is it different between men and women? Women feel pain sooner, but men is actually, the pain threshold is actually high. But everybody will accept, at least women who are married, it is easier to manage children rather than the man of the house. The husband, when they have some pain, it's going to be terrible for the entire family, but that is more due to because of the psychology. Okay, when they don't get pain often, but when they get, it's hell. That's the difference between women and men, because testosterone actually dampens pain sensitivity. So hereafter, if anybody in your houses are telling my pain is so bad, it's so horrible, tell them that actually with testosterone, you should feel less pain. You are then actually, your brain is only perceiving it more. Make them understand and desensitize their brain so that they give lesser headache to you. This is for the men, okay, for the women. And women will have more fibromyalgia and migraines, but men will actually, but and one good thing about men as well is they delay treatment. Women usually go for treatment earlier. Men don't like to, tell I am having pain. They feel it's a weaker thing, okay? Unfortunately, that makes treatment delayed also. So when you are having some chronic pain, which was for more than 6 months, the men should actually first go to a doctor. They delay treatment. That is why even like conditions like cancer, TB are diagnosed very late in men compared to women. And they are more likely to internalize the stress response. But men show it out in anger, so pain will be less. When you have headache, no, the wife or the mother will actually keep quiet and try to manage the pain, which will make it worse. Men will give one beating, one shouting in the house, and their pain is gone. So that's how women and men difference between pain. Okay. So stress and pain, as I said, the fight and flight response, which is actually good for us, makes the pain more because the muscles become tense, the blood flow is decreased, which can increase the pain. So when you are stressed 100%, you will have more pain. So stress can heighten pain sensitivity, lower your pain threshold, prolong recovery from injury. So whenever you have any injury, you should always come back to normalcy. You should think, I don't have an injury, I don't have pain. Only when you train like that and go about your normal life, your recovery will be faster. Some people will say, I have hernia, I can't bend down, I can't lift. It's all correct. It's all correct. But actually, if you overcome that thought and do things, slowly your body will adapt. That is what I wanted to tell. So as we said, psychology, pain and brain, they are equal. Pain is equal to brain. So pain more is felt when the brain is not normal. Okay, so pain isn't just physical, it is shared by how we think and feel about it. That's all I have to say. So over to Dr. Amadavarshini and Neha.
Yes, thank you so much, Preeti ma'am. Namaste all, very good evening. So today I'll be talking about how we can manage our pain through naturopathy and yoga. So I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you. Let me just, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Oh. So moving on, yes. So before looking at the screen, I would like to know how many of you have been following some kind of home remedies for pain, or have you heard somebody telling, if you drink this, your headache will go. If you drink this, if you do this, your pain will go, like that. What and all home remedies have you heard of, or what and all home remedies have you been following? You can put it in the chat box, or even you can unmute yourself and tell me. Anybody? Okay. Hydrating oneself, yes, okay. Apart from that, any other home remedy you've heard of? Anything, it can be anything. Apply this, apply that, eat this, eat that, anything. Drink this in the morning for pain. Anything else except for hydrating? Ginger drink. All right. Yes. All right, fine. So the first slide here where I'll be focusing on are diet changes as to what and all you can do. Thailam. All right. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. So all these are basic home remedies which we usually follow. Yeah. So what I'm going to cover in my first slide is through our diet, like through the simple things which are available in our kitchen, how can we modify our pain, or how can we reduce our pain and why? Okay. So the first food, like you have the first list that says foods to include in your diet, and the next list which says foods to avoid. Yeah. So the foods to include will be turmeric, which we usually use in every single dish of ours, especially in all South Indian dishes. We tend to add a little bit of turmeric to everything. Okay. Why? Because the scientific reason behind why is turmeric helpful for pain management is because it has a component called as curcumin. Okay. So this curcumin, it reduces all the inflammation which is surrounding your pain organs. Okay. So example, if you're suffering from arthritis, there is a form of inflammation surrounding your joints, which is basically constricting joint movement, as a result of which you're experiencing pain. You're adding turmeric to every food, adding ginger. So ginger has a component called as gingerol. Okay, so this gingerol acts as a blocking component of inflammatory pathway. So it is going to prevent inflammation in the future. So regular intake of ginger in the form of ginger tea, or adding it to your food, or nowadays they make ginger chutney also. Yeah, that is also very it's also very good. It's rich in gingerol. Yeah, so these will actually help in prevention of inflammation in the near future, and it is also proven to reduce your joint and your muscle pain. Yeah, and then leafy greens, which we all know, at least weekly thrice or weekly 4 times, inclusion of leafy greens in any one meal of yours is actually high in antioxidants and magnesium. Yes, and this magnesium is what is important in having a good pain threshold, and also a wonderful analgesic. Yeah? So even for period cramps in women, or even for any kind of myalgia, having a of magnesium will help in reducing the pain and also for increasing our pain threshold. So our capacity to tolerate pain will actually increase when we have regular magnesium rich food in our diet. Berries and fruits. Berries and fruits, again, rich in vitamin C. Vitamin C is again an anti-inflammatory component, and polyphenols, which are also another anti-inflammatory component. Again, whole grains. Whole grains lower CRP. CRP, we would have found this in most of our blood tests. They say higher CRP indicates there's an infection. Okay. So that is actually a marker of inflammation. So your body tends to go into a state of inflammation when there is an ongoing infection or a previous infection in the body. Yeah. So as a result to, cope up with the infection which the body has been suffering, the body starts to get inflamed. So that is why during most of the viral fevers, or even for some people during, sinusitis, or, during migraines, they tend to have a lot of headaches and, body aches, etc. So that is majorly because of CRP. So including lots of whole grains in your diet, including lots of millets in your diet, brown rice, millets, quinoa, all these form under the whole grains category. So having these whole grains regularly in your diet lowers the CRP. Even if you have an ongoing infection, you can always choose to make your meals including these whole grains. And then come our favorite nuts and seeds. So nuts and seeds, like, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, watermelon seeds, sunflower seeds, whatever seeds are available in the market, a combination of these along with the nuts almonds, pistas, cashew nuts, walnuts, all these in a mix, they provide omega-3s. Again, omega-3s are wonderful antioxidants. And these antioxidants actually prevent oxidation. So oxidation is a process where it is also a kind of inflammation happening in the body. So to prevent this oxidation, that is free radical damage to be more precise. So to prevent this free radical damage, you need to have good amount of antioxidants in your body, which you get from having proper omega-3s from nuts and seeds, or even from leafy greens. Yeah. And coming to the healthy fats, ghee and mustard oil have been proven to have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. So using good organic ghee and mustard oil in your daily cooking will actually put in some anti-inflammatory properties into your body rather than other forms of oil. Yeah. And then herbal teas like tulsi, ginger tea, all these are actually rich in flavonoids. Flavonoids are nothing but the chemical components which are present in the herbs and in the spices in our kitchen. So these are called as flavonoids. So these flavonoids also have anti-inflammatory properties and pain-reducing properties. Now coming to what foods we can avoid. Yeah, so what are all foods we can avoid? The first and the most common thing is refined sugar. So why is sugar bad for you? It's because it causes inflammation. Okay, it triggers the inflammation. So if you're having an ongoing inflammation in your body, or if there's already from arthritis, or some form of inflammation, there's swelling. So the moment you have sugar on a daily basis, when there is an ongoing inflammation, you will start experiencing that your pain starts to increase. Okay, so you should always cut down on sugar, not only during the days when you have pain, but also to prevent the future pain. So always cut down on sugar because it worsens inflammation, and also it's very bad for your joints. So if you're having an ongoing arthritis, intaking of sugar will always worsen it. So try to avoid sugar, or at least have it to the bare minimum. White bread and maida, why? Because they have a high glycemic index. By glycemic index, I mean the moment you take them, the time it takes for the sugar levels in your body to spike up after you eat it, okay, after it get metabolized. So it has a high glycemic index, so it spikes the insulin levels in your body. So once your insulin level go for a toss, there's always inflammation which is happening, okay, because there's a moderate level of insulin which has to come up after every meal. There is an increased level of insulin. There's excess insulin because of the high glycemic index, which is going to trigger inflammation or worsen inflammation. And then deep fried food, processed foods, because they're loaded with trans fat, they increase the body inflammation. And the processed foods contain preservatives and additives, which are very bad for your gut health. Your gut health is very important because your entire body's health lies in your gut. Okay, so we call it the gut-brain axis, the gut health axis, whatever you name it, but your gut is very important. The gut health, maintaining the proper gut health is not only important for pain, but it is also important for your generalized health as well. So for your hormonal imbalance, for your stress, for your pain, whatever it may be, your gut health is what plays a major role. So maintaining a proper gut health is very important. So where you will have to have lots of probiotics and prebiotics in your diet, which we'll be covering in the coming slides. And then packet snacks, again, rich in salt and unhealthy oils. So I said mustard oil is a very good option for anti-inflammatory. Other oils, especially in packet snacks, go under too much of adulteration and too much of reusage, which is not advisable. And rich in salt. So why should we avoid salt? Is because salt, the NaCl in it, causes water retention in your body. Yeah, so excess salt when taken causes excess of water retention in your body. It's a water form the membrane kind of structure around your organs. So once there's a membrane kind of structure around your organs, automatically the membrane is going to push the organ, as a result of which there's so much of pressure under the organ that the organ does not function properly, as a result of which you start experiencing pain. Yeah, so try to reduce salt if you're undergoing a chronic pain. You know, at least if you're taking 1 spoon of salt, maybe cut it down to 3/4 to half spoon if possible. It will not give much difference in taste, because like for the first 2 days, you might find it different, but after the third and fourth day, you'll get used to it. So reducing salt is very important for reducing pain as well. Sugary beverages, as I already told, the same like refined sugar. So when you have sugary beverages, it's going to cause blood sugar spikes, higher insulin, and then it's going to lead to chronic inflammation. So this is just a rough idea as to what and all foods we can include to avoid pain, and what and all foods we'll have to avoid to reduce pain in our body. Is my slide visible completely?
There is a sidebar that is appearing, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Just a second. I'll just. Yeah. Is it fine now? Anybody? Is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am. Please
Yes,
continue.
please.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, so as I was telling, a balanced diet is also important when it comes to pain management or any other for generalized health of your body. So imagine this is your plate. So you're supposed to divide your plate into 4 quadrants where 25% will be for your carbohydrates, 20% for your proteins, 10% for your fats, 40% for your fruits and vegetables. Yes. So 40% will be for your cooked vegetables or just sabjis or even raw salads. 10% will be your fats where you use your ghee and your oil. 25% of protein, which comes under the sambar or the dal, and then the rajma, chole, paneer, all these come under the protein category, and 25% will be for your rice or your rotis. Yeah. And as I was telling, probiotic and prebiotic foods, which are actually very important for your gut health. So the probiotic are food which have the bacteria in them, and prebiotic foods are foods which are the food for the bacteria for to enable the bacteria to grow in a well manner. Okay. So, for examples of probiotic will be your paneer, your curd, idli, buttermilk, etc. And prebiotic foods will be your green bananas, apple, onion, garlic. So these are prebiotics. So your diet should have a proper combination of prebiotic and probiotic food along with the balanced diet, which is being shown in the picture. I'm sorry, this just keeps propping up.
Do you want me to share, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Will you be able to do? I don't know why this keeps coming up.
I'll just do.
Yes, ma'am, please. Thank you so much.
Kindly continue, ma'am. You
Yes,
can
ma'am. The
next
next slide.
I'll share.
Yes, ma'am. Next slide. Yeah. Yes, so here we have a very sample diet plan as to how you can just generalize diet plan. Like you can call this the anti-inflammatory diet plan. So early morning you can start your day with warm water with turmeric and lemon because they have a lot of detoxing properties. So they detoxify your body entirely. And then you can start with soaked almonds plus flax seeds. Again, they are rich in omega-3. So you detoxify your body and then you load your body with antioxidants early in the morning. Yeah. And then comes your breakfast where you can have veg oats because they are whole grains or moong dal chila for your protein, followed by herbal tea again for antioxidant. And then mid-morning, amla juice or papaya, again vitamin C rich to prevent to prevent inflammation because they are rich in anti-inflammatory properties. And lunch can be your brown rice or fulka. Yeah, again, brown rice is a whole grain for antioxidants. And then you're supposed to have dal for your protein, greens for again antioxidants, and curd, which is very important for your probiotic content. Evening, roasted channa or makhana, again, rich in proteins and also rich in antioxidants. The makhana is the lotus seed which we get nowadays, which is the trending snack of the era. So makhana is also loaded with a lot of antioxidants because it's completely natural. So you can just buy the whole makhana, just roast it, add some spices to it like chili powder, etc. And then you can just have it as an evening snack along with ginger tea. Again, ginger for anti-inflammatory properties. And dinner can be a millet khichdi. Why millet? Any form of millet you can use it. It can be It can be little millet, pearl millet, whatever millet it can be, just millet khichdi with vegetables and turmeric milk again for antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So this is just a very generalized diet plan, but the diet plan will vary according to every individual's need and every individual's intensity of pain and intensity of the condition which they are, and the acute pain or chronic pain, the level of the pain will also differ and the diet plan will differ accordingly. So if you're starting anything in diet, please consult your naturopathy physician and then you can start with your anti-inflammatory diet for pain management. Next slide. So as we said in the first, staying hydrated is very important. I think Shehnaz ma'am had told that staying hydrated is very important. So irrespective of the season, for an average adult, 3 to 3.5 liters of water is the current average intake which an adult has to do, irrespective of the season, irrespective of if you're feeling thirsty or not. So why is this water important? Okay, so water, what it does is, just like you push water to a dirt or on a dirty place, you just walk with water, all the dirt goes away. So similarly, in our body, due to our lifestyle, due to our kind of stress or our kind of dietary habits, there is accumulation of toxins in our body. Okay, so these toxins are nothing but unwanted materials which get accumulated in the body. And as a result of which, this accumulation of toxins leads to a condition called as toxemia. Yeah, so the toxemia is nothing but accumulation of toxins. Emia means inflammation. So inflammation, accumulation of toxins leading to inflammation is called as toxemia. And any form of inflammation in your body will lead to chronic or acute pain. So to manage this toxemia, we'll have to drink proper amount of water, 3 to 3.5 liters per day, irrespective of the thirst, etc., and irrespective of the water used for cooking. So the water you use for cooking is different. Okay, if you're gonna have rasam, if you're gonna have tender coconut water, if you're gonna have buttermilk, all that will not come under your water intake. The water which you have, this plain water, take a water bottle, 3 liters. Just keep drinking it throughout the day, so that will be your water content. So 3 to 3.5 liters, because water helps in flushing out the toxins from your body. Yeah, so that is why water is very important. And sleep. Sleep is also very important. Proper sleep of at least 7 to 8 hours per day. Proper qualitative sleep, not disturbed sleep, a good sleep is very important, because when you go into a sleep, what happens is your body's blood pressure comes down, your body goes into a very resting state, your heart rate comes down, everything comes down. So as a result of which, there's complete rest for the body, especially the internal organs, and also for your mind. So once you go in for a very good sleep, automatically you start experiencing very good benefits. You feel refreshed in the morning once you wake up. Yeah. So very good sleep is important for your body to restore itself, to re-energize itself. And then coming to sun exposure. So sun exposure for a minimum of 20 minutes in the morning, early morning and in the evening. So sun exposure, like say the first 1 hour after sunrise, like say for example, nowadays the sun is rising at 5:45. So maybe the first 1 to 1.5 hours. So till 7:15 will be your ideal time for sun exposure. And evening just before the sun sets, maybe it sets at 6 o'clock, the last 1.5 hours, it will be 4:30 to 6 will be your ideal time for sun exposure. So these two specified times, the sun has the good UV rays coming out. Yeah. So 20 minutes of proper exposure to sun will actually release a vasodilator in your body. So by vasodilator, I mean expansion of blood vessels. Okay, so once your blood vessels start expanding throughout your body, there's proper blood circulation. And once there's proper blood circulation to your body, there's proper oxygen, there's proper nutrients going to every single part of your body. So where you start experiencing pain relief. Okay, if there's compromised circulation, you start experiencing more pain because that area is not receiving blood. So once that area receives proper blood, once there's proper circulation and oxygen flow, automatically your pain will start to reduce. Next slide. So next, coming to a very interesting part, hydrotherapy. Yeah, so treatment with water. Okay, so where we have few things which are there. First is the contrast showers. Yeah, by contrast shower, how we'll have to do is, so we go into a shower. So we start with warm water for 3 to 4 minutes. So you open the shower with warm water. You just take bath in warm water for 3 to 4 minutes. And then you switch to cold water for 30 to 40 seconds. Yeah, you start with warm water, 3 to 4 minutes. cold water only for 30 to 60 seconds. So we are going to repeat the cycle for 3 to 5 times. So 3 to 5 times, you start with warm, you go to cold, again you start with warm, and then you go to cold. Like this 3 to 5 times, ending with cold water. So this contrast shower should always end with cold water if you're looking for pain relief. Yes. And benefits of what will happen is when you alternate between temperatures, it's going to improve the circulation, it boosts metabolism, and enhances the body's ability to burn fat. So if there's too much of fat surrounding your organs, what happens is, again, that puts a pressure on your organs, as a result of which you start experiencing pain, especially when you do physical activity. So to release all this fat from the body, you'll have to take contrast showers. Yes. And then come your warm water baths. So warm water baths, you can just take a bathtub and you can just soak yourself in warm water for 20 to 30 minutes. Also add salts. Salts are nothing but magnesium sulfate. As I already mentioned, magnesium has a very good pain relieving ability. So this magnesium sulfate or any form of essential oils, we'll come to essential oils in the coming slide. So Epsom salts or essential oils in the warm water and soak yourself in it for 20 to 30 minutes. It's going to give you wonderful pain relief. So the benefits will be relaxes muscles, reduces stress, and promotes detoxification. Okay. Again, detoxification, how? Because as the water is warm, you start to sweat. Okay. Unknowingly. Yeah. So unknowingly, there's sweat coming out, as a result of which the pores in your skin start opening, and then the toxins release from your skin. And then comes cold water immersion. Cold water immersion is basically for strengthening your body. It's going to tone your muscles and your joints. Yeah, so immerse your body in cold water for just 5 to 10 minutes. Just 5 to 10 minutes is enough. Warm water is 20 to 30 minutes. So 5 to 10 minutes, cold water immersion. So what it's going to do, it's going to stimulate the metabolism. It will reduce inflammation. So that is why we say if there's any swelling, you fall down and then there's a swelling, we tell to keep an ice, because that is going to reduce the inflammation. Cold has a tendency to reduce the inflammation. Yeah, and then comes steam baths and sauna. So the first three which I've mentioned, contrast showers, warm water baths, and cold water immersion, all these three can be done at our home itself. Whereas steam baths and saunas are available only at the clinics and in some spas and gyms. Yes, so 15 to 20 minutes in a steam bath or sauna, followed by a cold shower. Cold shower, following up with a cold shower after every steam and sauna bath is very important, because your body tends to sweat a lot. So once you start sweating a lot, the BP tends to come down a little. Okay, so you should always follow it up. Sorry, BP tends to go up a little. And as a result of which, following up with a cold shower will actually neutralize your BP. Yes, so the main benefits of steam baths and sauna will be promote sweating and detoxification. It's going to relax your muscles completely, and it improves circulation. And then hydro massage. So hydro massage is a very wonderful technique in hydrotherapy, where you have a wonderful machine which is there. So that machine, so they'll put you in a bathtub and then they'll use the machine which has a silicone like needles on it, and it's gonna just keep moving on your body like this and give you a wonderful massage. So it'll be very relaxing. Yeah, and they also have dry massage as well, dry hydro massage, where they just do it on the skin directly. But for pain relief, doing the wet hydro massage will give you a much more relaxing and a much more pain relieving effect. So it majorly lasts only for 10 to 20 minutes. And the major benefits will be improved circulation, detox, and pain and stress relief. So any form of massage, be it hydro massage or just normal massage, is going to improve circulation and help in detoxification, because the massage movement which is done, it helps in proper lymphatic drainage. And this lymphatic drainage is what is going to help in detoxification. So if there's no proper lymph drainage from your body, ultimately it's going to lead to a condition called as toxemia or inflammation. So for all this, massages will definitely help. Next slide. Other improve circulation and detox, and these modalities can only be given to you by a professional. You cannot administer it by yourself to you. So these need to be given only by a professional. So massage improves circulation, it detoxifies the body. Physiotherapy, most of us must have experienced physiotherapy. It's majorly for muscle toning and rehabilitation. Acupuncture and acupressure, so where acupuncture is where we use needles to stimulate specific energy points. Or in acupressure, we just give pressure on those particular energy points, which release pain relief mediators. Yeah, and then mud therapy, where we use cool mud mixed with water, just like a mud paste, and we're going to put it inside a warm cotton cloth, and we're going to place it on the areas of the pain. Okay, so what it does, it's going to alkalize the body. Like, say for example, I'll give you an example of an arthritis. So any arthritic condition is said to be is said to increase the acidic nature of the body. Okay, inflammation or any kind of arthritic condition in the body is going to increase the acidic state of the body. So once the acidic state of the body starts to increase, we will have to neutralize it. Otherwise, we tend to keep experiencing the pain continuously. So for neutralizing the acidity of the body caused due to arthritis, that is where mud therapy comes in. So once you apply mud packs regularly, it's going to alkalize your body, thereby reducing the acidity and the pain. Again, reduces inflammation, improves circulation, and also detoxes. So these are just a rough summary of the other modalities of pain management. These needs yeah. So now we have discussed the diet and the hydrotherapy, etc. So now coming to the herbal decoctions for pain management. So what and all drinks we can have for pain management. So the first is our turmeric and ginger decoction. So turmeric, you can just use 1 spoon of turmeric and a ½ inch of ginger, boil it, strain it, and then you can just drink it. So it has a wonderful anti-inflammatory, and it's majorly for joint pain relief. Yeah. Next is ashwagandha and licorice. So licorice is a form of cinnamon, but not cinnamon. Yeah. So ashwagandha and licorice root decoction, this similarly, you can just prepare it just like the turmeric and ginger decoction. So it is mainly for muscle relaxation and nerve pain. And then mint and clove decoction, these act as natural painkillers for headaches and body pain. So if you're experiencing a lot of headache, in the morning or in the evening, instead of your caffeine, instead of your coffee, you can try this mint and clove decoction, which is a much more healthier alternative than your coffee. Yeah. And then fenugreek and fennel seed decoction for joint pain and menstrual cramps. Menstrual cramps, instead of the painkillers, you can always go in for this fenugreek and fennel seed decoction. And then tulsi and black pepper decoction for stress-related pain. If you're feeling very stressed, at the end of the day, you want to reduce your stress, irrespective if you're having pain or not. For a stress-relieving drink, you can always go in for tulsi and black pepper. And then cinnamon and cardamom for muscle cramps and stiffness. If you're experiencing any sort of stiffness because of arthritis, you can always go for this combination of cinnamon and cardamom. Next slide. Yes. So coming to yoga and pranayama for pain management. So these are a list of just normal general yoga asanas, which can be done by everybody, just beginner level. Balasana is also called as child's pose. So that basically targets your entire back and your neck pain. Marjariasana, it's also called as a cat and cow pose for spinal flexibility and joint pain. Markatasana, it's like the lower spinal twist. So it's majorly for your back and your hip pain. Setubandhasana, it's also called as a bridge pose, which is for your lower back and your hip pain. Viparita Karini is legs up the wall pose. So you just go near the wall, put your legs up to 90 degrees, and that is majorly for your leg and your lower back pain. Shalabhasana is for your sciatic and lower back pain. And Shavasana, the most favorite asana of everybody, for overall pain and relaxation. So if you're feeling stressed and you feel that the stress is the reason for your pain, you can always go in for Shavasana and lie down. I mean, don't sleep during Shavasana, but try to concentrate on your breathing and, try to relax your mind in Shavasana. That will help for overall pain and relaxation. So coming to Nadi Shodhana, all the other three are pranayam techniques. So Nadi Shodhana, Sheetkari, and Brahmari. So Nadi Shodhana is called as the energy channel purification pranayama. Okay, so in our body, we believe that there is a vital energy which keeps flowing throughout the body. So, but due to some stress or due to some lifestyle factors or due to our diet, etc., there are some blockages in the energy channels which disrupts the energy flow. As a result of which, when there is disrupted energy flow, we tend to start experiencing pain because there's no proper circulation of energy. So to relieve this energy blockage, regular practice of Nadi Shodhana helps. Yeah, and then comes Sheetkari Pranayam. Sheetkari Pranayam is also called as cooling pranayam. So this cooling pranayam is actually proven to reduce inflammation and body heat. As I said, the more amount of heat your body has, the more amount of pain you're going to experience, and the more sooner you're going to experience. And the more alkaline or the more neutral your body is, the more better your pain threshold will be. And then Brahmari. Brahmari is a wonderful pranayam for relaxing yourself. It's also called as tranquilizing pranayam. And regular practice of Brahmari releases NO, that is nitrous oxide, which is a vasodilator. So your vasodilator, as I already mentioned during the sun exposure, vasodilator helps in proper blood flow, proper circulation throughout your body. So regular practice of Brahmari will also reduce your tension and your headaches, because Brahmari is mainly concerned with your head and your neck. Okay, so the vibrations travel from your head to your neck. So there's going to be much relief in headaches when you practice regular practice of Brahmari. Yes, so maybe we can just try doing this Brahmari pranayama now. Yes, all of you do along with me. Just tell you how to do it, just for 2 minutes maybe. Yeah, all of you ready? Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So can we practice Brahmari pranayam? Everybody is ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So I would request all of you to switch on the video. Please switch on your video. We'll just do Brahmari pranayam and then we'll move on to the next slide. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so I'll just tell you how to do Brahmari pranayam. Yeah, so Brahmari pranayam, we'll just have to inhale normally through your nostrils, exhale normally through your nostrils. But when we are exhaling through our nostrils, from your throat, you're supposed to make a humming bee sound, just like how a bee goes around a flower making the buzzing sound. That is the sound which has to come out. Yeah, so I'll just practice for 2 rounds. All of you can observe me and then we'll practice it together. Yeah, so the mudra for this pranayam, or the hand gesture for this pranayam, will be with both your thumb, you're supposed to close the outer flap of your ear. You have the outer flap of your ear, which you're supposed to close nicely. You're not supposed to listen to any of the sound. So close it nicely. Your first finger, that is the forefinger, will be on top of your forehead, just above your eyebrows. And the other 3 fingers will be on your closed eyes. Close your eyes and then keep the other 3 fingers on your eyes. So now I'm going to practice for 2 rounds. All of you can observe. Just inhale normally through your nostrils. Exhale normally through your nostrils. And when you're exhaling, yes, so this deep, the sound has to come out. Yes, all of you can try practicing for 2 rounds. Yes, with both your thumb, close both your ears. Place your first finger on your forehead, other 3 fingers on your closed eyes. Yes, please start practicing. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, yes. And after your 2 rounds are done, you can just drop your hands and we can just continue with our next slide. So whenever you're practicing Brahmari pranayam or any other pranayam for that matter, please stick to odd number of rounds. Like say, for example, your Brahmari pranayam can be for somewhere around 5 rounds, 7 rounds, 11 rounds, even 27 rounds. Yeah, so if you do it for so many number of rounds, you will start experiencing the vibration spreading nicely through your head and neck. So you will experience a very good feeling even in your head and in your entire body as well. Yes, so this was yoga and pranayam. So moving on to the last part, aromatherapy. So by aromatherapy, I mean therapy with smell. Okay, so we have essential oils, which I mentioned during hydrotherapy. Essential oils are the oils which are extracted from herbs. Okay, so these oils have wonderful healing or therapeutic properties in them. Like here, for example, when we're discussing about pain, we have lavender oil as the first and the most best analgesic oil. So for lavender oil is mainly used for muscle pain, headaches, and for pain related to stress. So if you're feeling very stressed at the end of the day or something, exposure to lavender oil will actually help. And then peppermint oil, that is nothing but your mint oil. Yeah. So that is for your muscle soreness. If you feel the muscle is a little, there's a pricking pain in the muscle, or there is a nerve pain, tingling pain, peppermint oil will help you. Eucalyptus oil, which we all know we regularly use for headaches. Yeah, so this is also majorly for your joint and your muscle pain and also for your sinus congestion. So if there's any sinus congestion and you feel headache because of the sinus, you can use regular eucalyptus oil exposure. Then rosemary oil, again, it's very good for inflammation. So if you're having any form of arthritis, you can go in for rosemary oil. And it also helps in improving the circulation. And then ginger oil, as we all know, ginger not only intake, even exposure to the ginger oil will help in relieving inflammation and chronic pain. Chamomile oil is a great stress reliever. It is majorly for your nerve pain and for relaxation. And clove oil, which we all know, we keep a bud of clove in our mouth whenever we have toothache. So similarly, clove oil is very important for toothache and also for your joint pain. But, if you visit a practitioner, they will be able to guide you as to what combinations in aromatherapy will help for your particular disease. How should we use these oils? I will tell you on the next slide. But before starting, even if it's a basic oil exposure, please consult your practitioner and then you can go on for your exposure. Because if lavender oil works for me, the lavender oil may not work for anybody else. Yes, so everybody's body is different. Everybody's body exposure to different oils also varies. Yeah. Next slide. So lastly, aromatherapy technique. So I just discussed those oils. So how we can use these oils? Yeah, the first is diffusion. Diffusion is very common, just like a room freshener. So you get a room freshener bottle like this, where you'll just have to add 2 to 3 drops of the aroma oil, or whichever aroma oil is required by you, and just switch it on and just leave it. So this works as a room freshener. So you can just use it in your bedrooms and living rooms or even in your office spaces. And then comes massage with dilution. So massage with dilution, I mean on the skin. Okay. So why we should use this dilution technique in aromatherapies? Like say, for example, you're going to massage lavender oil onto your skin. The concentration of the lavender oil will be very high. Okay. As a result of which, if you have sensitive skin, direct exposure to the lavender oil may cause some form of skin allergic reactions or skin sensitivity reactions. So to prevent all these sensitivity and allergic reactions, you're supposed to mix the lavender oil with a dilution where we use carrier oils. We call them carrier oils. So they will be your almond or your jojoba oil. So mixing a few drops of lavender oil with almond or jojoba oil can be massaged into your skin. So when you use it for your skin, please mix it with a carrier oil. And then baths. So in the normal water, which you're taking baths, you can just add 1 or 2 drops of the aroma oil, required aroma oil, and then take a bath. Preferably neutral water, not warm water or hot water. Preferably neutral water. You can just add the 2 to 3 drops of required aroma oil and take a bath in it. And inhalation. So eucalyptus oil, we usually tend to inhale, right? So inhalation will also help. Instead of direct inhalation from the bottle, you can maybe put 2 to 3 drops in a tissue paper or in your handkerchief, a cotton cloth or something, carry it along with you. And you can just keep smelling it throughout the day. Whenever you feel stressed or whenever you feel uneasy, you can just keep smelling it. So these are 4 major techniques of aromatherapy. So before following any kind of technique for you, please consult a practitioner. Yes. Next slide. Yes. So yeah. So that was my part on naturopathy for pain management. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Preeti ma'am, for helping me with the slides. Over to you, Neha ma'am.
Thank you, Amada ma'am. Thank you, Preeti ma'am, for this informative session. So, namaste all of you and welcome to Body Ache Decoded. So now we'll be going to the last and the final part of today's webinar. So before we move on to that part, I request all of you. So now this is an interactive webinar, right? So it is better that we interact, and psychology works best when we interact. Okay, so can you all quickly put up in the chat box, what are you expecting from this part of the session? From the psychological aspects in pain management, what new are you thinking that you will learn? What are you expecting? What do you think you will learn from this session? If you can share it quickly in the chat box, we can move to the next part. Okay, no answers yet. Is everyone there? Am I audible? Hello? Okay, I'm audible. Thank you, Meera ma'am. I feel I'm talking to myself and there is no answers. Okay, Meenakshi ma'am, thank you. Positive attitude in pain management. Okay, fine. So I have received one answer. Let's see what all you learn. How to manage pain and stress in our daily life. Okay, Vaidehi ma'am, thank you very much. let us go to the, okay, Amudha ma'am, there's an compliment for you. Easy yoga poses explained. Thank you. And they have asked a few questions. If you can answer it later, ma'am. Okay. So thank you, all of you. So now let us move.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we received two answers. The answers are what two of the answers that said that, okay, how will we manage pain, okay, in our daily life, and especially during pain, especially related to stressful situations. Okay, so now I'll not tell you what you're going to learn from this. You will tell me what did you take away from this at the end of the session. Okay, so let us go to Body Ache Decoded, Art of Pain Management. So Preeti ma'am explained already this concept, so I'll just run through it. So ma'am said genetics is involved for pain, your chemical and structural of the hormones, they are involved, and the nociception that man spoke about. Now let us come to the part where your attention, how much attention you give to the pain, also increases or decreases your pain. What is your belief related to pain or expectation related to pain also decides how much pain you are going to get. For example, a few of you, when you are going to get an injection and the nurse brings the uh, needle near your skin, a few of you will be like, oh, it's a small prick only, like an ant biting us. So we will not feel much pain. But few of you will be like, right? And you will experience more pain. So our belief related to pain and our mood. If we are in low mood, we'll experience more pain. If we are in good mood, we'll experience less pain. So our psychology also affects how much pain we are gonna get. So here are some fun facts. Okay, in the brain, surprisingly, both physical pain and psychological pain have the same center. That is, when you get hurt, you feel the pain in the same region of brain. And when you have, like Preeti ma'am said, a heartbreak, someone you had expectations from doesn't pay attention to you, or you were spoken rudely in a public forum, you were addressed very rudely in a public forum, the heartbreak, the pain that comes, it is also from the same region of the brain. So brain actually cannot distinguish between physical pain and psychological pain. For it, it is pain. For brain, it is pain. It is not physical, it's not psychological. And that is why, positive side, it is easier to manage pain if you know the psychological aspects of it. Okay, and surprisingly, both of them release the same natural compound called as mucoid. Okay, so to give you an idea, you can think that pain is like a bullock cart. We don't see much bullock carts now in the metro. Surprisingly, we still have a few in Chennai. So if a bullock cart has to move, both the wheels have to run in sync, right? So imagine one wheel as physical pain, the other wheel as psychological pain. So if these both pain move together, then only your pain increases. The cart of pain goes towards more severity. Now, what will happen if we stop one wheel? For the physical pain, already Dr. Preeti explained the allopathic aspects. Dr. Amuda explained the naturopathy aspect, but these are all external. So I did not have the basal. I think my internet is a bit unstable. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so we will feel that, okay, no, maybe I'll have more pain, or you do not get that analgesic on time, you will be still suffering with pain. So these are all external. You don't get analgesic, you don't get maybe mint, or you don't get ginger. You are dependent on external sources. But psychological pain, you are dependent on yourself. You don't need an external resource. So if you can address the psychological pain on your own, so one wheel will stop moving. So if one wheel stops moving, sorry, I'm so sorry. So if one wheel stops moving, the other wheel will move, but it won't be very fast. So your pain will reduce by 50%. And that is the whole concept behind learning the art of managing pain psychologically. You can reduce your pain by 50% if you can address the psychological pain. So when I was working in the cancer hospital, we found a very surprising thing, that children up to the age of 8 deal with the treatment of chemotherapy, radiotherapy, surgery very easily, and they recover very fast from cancer as compared to everyone else above the age of 9 years. Can anyone tell me why is it so? Why children below the age of 8 and 9 can recoup better than the people whose age are more than 8, 9, that is everyone else? Can anyone tell me that?
To their age, the focus is more on their like not on the pain basically. They
Exactly.
want, they keep active themselves regardless of whatever the pain they undergo.
Exactly. Because they don't give much focus on the emotions. Yes,
Exactly.
ma'am. Exactly. Thank you, both of you. So these children, for them, that pain will be there for 2-3 days after a surgery or something. But then their attention or their focus just goes to other things. I want to play. I want that game. And main thing is they don't know many nuances of the treatment. No chemotherapy, cancer, and all the other jargons related to these treatment. They never knew. So they were never worried or anxious about that treatment. They were never overthinking about the treatment. All they wanted was play. I'm going to run. I'm going to play. I want to play again. Chemotherapy over. I vomited for 1 day. Now I'll go and play. So their focus was always on themselves. They want to play. They would always shift their focus from the treatment to themselves. That is how we manage psychological pain. And once psychological pain is managed, the physical pain automatically reduces. I mean, come to think of it, how many of you have had grandparents who had aching bones, body, and everything, and yet they would go to the farm and work or do the household work? And if you ask them, "Ayo, party, it must be paining for you," they would be like, right? So casually they would say that because they never focused much on the pain. A part of our brain, whenever we have a pain, no, it will be like, "Ayo, vali kar de." Oh, that pain is, I'm going to get a pain now. I'm going to stand. That is what Preeti ma'am was explaining. If I get up, I'll get a pain. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to get a pain. Oh, it is going to pain. Oh, I'm having pain. So one attention is always there. So if we learn to manage or divert this attention or give a reason to that attention, our pain will subsidize by 50%. And that is what we are going to learn today. Okay. So coming to the next part of the slide, let us understand the psychological pain in detail. Okay, so here I have shown you a cycle where you have physical pain, which leads to an automatic thought, which leads to an emotional response, which leads to body getting tensed, body tension, which leads to a behavioral response and physical pain. I'll give you one example. Okay, now recently we had Ugadi, right? And now we are going to get Tamil New Year, Vishu, and we also had Gudi Padwa, which was there few days back. So whenever such functions come, we do our best, we lift heavy things, we clean the house, right? And what happens? We get back pain, lower back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. Am I correct? What happens then? Then immediately, the moment we start getting pain, what do? We start complaining. And then we tell ourselves, oh, I shouldn't complain. Others are managing fine. I am weak. That is why I'm complaining. I am weak. That is why I'm getting backache. No. I should not rest. Only lazy people rest. I should work. My body is betraying me. It is not giving me any support. I used to be so much strong. Now I have grown so weak. Like this, I've given 3 examples. You might be having many more thoughts like this, right? And once this thoughts start coming in, we have a few feelings. Feeling of guilt, feeling of shame, resentment. We judge ourselves. And when these things happen, we try to hold our breath. Okay, we try to be straight, stiff, our back becomes stiff. Okay, so tension is held in the spine. We avoid proper rest. And what happens? The behavior is we start feeling irritated. We start putting things here, there, slamming things. We start shouting at our family members because one automatic thought comes. They don't help me. I am alone, right? And we start taking it out on our family members, and the peace of the house comes at stake, right? And all this again leads to more pain. Is it relatable? Does this happen with all of us? Have you all experienced this? Yes, thank you, Shahnaz ma'am, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So, yes. So let us go to another one example. Okay. This is an office scenario where a person who usually gets migraine has to give an office presentation. And before that, they start getting migraine because of the stress. And immediately the automatic thoughts start coming in. I can't even rely on my body. And they start catastrophizing. Catastrophizing means they'll think of the worst. Now I will not give the presentation well. My boss will come and shout at me. They'll not give me good marks in appraisal. I'll be thrown out of the system. I'll not have a job. My family will go for debt. We will be on street, right? One migraine has led to such a bad exam. I mean, such a bad end in your mind. Nothing has happened like this yet. This is called as catastrophizing, right? Or we tell ourselves, I'm such a mess. This is ruining my life, right? And we get feelings of guilt, fear. Yo, how am I going to manage now? What should I do? Right? And then there is immediately we stiffen our neck, we stiffen our shoulders. And when we have this fear, no, we usually feel very nauseous. When we have extreme anxiety, even before exams, as kids, you must have experienced board exams, before board exams and all, we feel anxious. So we feel like vomiting, right? And what happens because of this, we are not able to focus on the presentation, our performance drops, we feel ashamed of ourselves, we don't take on new project or very anxious to take on new projects, which actually starts affecting our progress cycle. We isolate ourselves, we think that we are not suited for this job, we go into a low mood, we in our house also we are always in a low mood, our self-esteem takes for a hit, right? So many behavior, which leads to more frequent migraine, right? So these are a few automatic thoughts and behavioral responses I shared with you. Now coming to the main part, I want you all to quickly grab a pen and a paper, okay? And those who have attended our sessions before, I know they all know that we always make them right, okay? So quickly a paper and a pen, and you are going to write your one physical pain. It can be any pain. It can be lower back pain. It can be headache. It can be periods pain. It can be cramps. It can be leg pain, sciatica, anything. Shoulder pain, anything. Okay. I give you 30 seconds to think of a pain. Okay. And write it down on a paper. Okay. Now that you have you all written it? I hope you have written what pain you have. If you have, can you just put a yes? Or you can even put a thumbs up. That's okay. Have you written the physical pain that you are having or you have had? Okay. A few of you have put yes. Thank you. Thank you very much for being such good participants. Okay. So now write down one automatic thought that comes to your mind. It can be, I have shared a few thoughts with you. It can be like this or it can be something else as well. It need not be from this. I shouldn't complain. I'm not good enough. I should not rest. I cannot depend on people. I'm becoming a burden. So many thoughts, right? I should not fall sick. I am the man of the house. I am the woman of the house. I have to support the whole family. One automatic thought that usually comes in when you have this physical pain. Yes, thank you, Aarti ma'am. Aarti ma'am has shared it and thank you so much. It makes our work easier. I must not think about the pain, right? I must not think about it. Very good, Aarti ma'am. So what other, each one of you will have your own automatic thoughts. So when that physical pain comes, what automatic thought you have? One thought you write. If you have more, no. We will address one that is disturbing you the most, okay? I'll be all right soon. Oh, wow, Kartika ma'am, that's very positive of you. Good. How much ever I care, I get pain some way or other. I must lead a happy life. Sorry. So thank you. Thank you, Shahnaz ma'am, Saptami ma'am. Thank you. Okay, so this shows that few of you have returned your answers. So let us go to the next part, okay? Emotional response. What are your feelings when you get such thoughts? Do you feel low, depressed? Your self-esteem goes low. You feel uh, fear. You feel helplessness, or you feel shame, you judge yourself, resentment. What do you get? What are your feelings at the moment when you have that pain, when you have that thought? What are your feelings? Oh, Meera ma'am, you divert yourself. That's wonderful. Vaidehi ma'am, I need to overcome pain. Very good. We'll talk about these things, ma'am. Okay, in the next slide, I'm gonna talk as to how we can shift these thoughts. Thank you very much for sharing. So so what emotional response you feel, okay? And how does your body react in the physical sense? That is, you stiffen your shoulders, there is a neck pain, there is a upper back pain, mid back pain, lower back pain, shoulder pain, pain in the chest, or empty feeling in the chest, a void in the chest. How does your body react? Headache, leg, that is knee start paining, foot start paining. What body tension comes in when you have all this automatic thought and emotional responses? Feeling irritated, yes, when the intensity of pain is more, right? That is the emotional response. Wonderful, ma'am. So how does your body tension, how is your body tension at that point? And now, how do you respond? Yeah, so thank you, Jasmine ma'am, for sharing. Stiffness, right? There is stiffness in the body. Thank you very much. And now, how is your behavioral response? That is, do you shout back at your family? Do you harm yourself? Do you hit yourself? Or do you feel irritated, that is so irritated that you start putting things down? Some people sleep. Yes, I know when I feel very stressed, no, I feel like I should go and take sleep. That is it. And I sleep for nicely 3-4 hours. That is also one problem. Then that leads, like the family is like, why are you sleeping this much? And so many pending works and all. So that also happens. Yes. Irritated and shout. Yes, we get irritated and shout. True. So how was your behavior? Okay, so if you have returned this, take rest for a while. Yes, very good. So taking rest for a while is something that we women have developed over the course of time, because we know that if I am there more in that situation, I'll just shout, or I'll do something that is not good, or let out words. So we usually go and take rest. That is an evolutionary response. So Shahnaz ma'am, that's wonderful. You go and do gardening. Some people go and do cleaning also. You know, they'll clean the house very much when they're angry. So that also happens. Okay. So now that you have returned this, how are we going to work on it? Okay. So we will be working on two aspects: automatic thought and behavioral response. Because emotion or feelings I cannot control. Body tension and physical pain will be addressed by the naturopathic things that you're going to take care of. How to reduce your psychological pain will depend on automatic thought and behavioral response. So how we are going to do is, you have an automatic thought. Now, few of you mentioned a few things here, yeah, I need to overcome. So actually, you're stressing yourself. I must lead a happy life. I need to overcome. You are stressing yourself that I should do this. If I'm not doing this, I'm not good enough, or my life is not good enough, right? So rather than thinking this, first think, when you have things like I must not think of pain, or I'm not good enough, when you have these thoughts, or my life is very unfair, just ask, is it 100% true? Should you actually lead 100% happy life? Should you actually have a pain-free body? My body is not supporting me. Is it 100% true? If your body is not supporting you, you would not be sitting here to listen to this webinar as well. Your body is supporting you in many instances. In few instances, it's not able to support you. So whenever you have these automatic thoughts, I'm not good enough. Pain comes in when I have a very important meeting. Really? Is it 100% true? Is the pain coming or you're bringing it? Right? If it is not 100% true, then reframe it gently. How do you reframe it gently? I'm not asking you, I must lead a happy life, Linda. No, I should not lead a happy life. No. Or I should not get pain, Linda. I should get pain. Illa, I'm not happy with my body. I am very happy with my body. I'm not asking you to shift 100%. I'm asking you to shift 50% midway. Okay. Let's see how we can do that. I'll share a few examples. When you have thoughts like, I cannot ever rely on my body, important meeting, my body always gives up. Rather than that, my body has limits. I should understand when when the limit is reached, and I should give it that break. I am such a mess whenever you feel that. Why can't I be normal? I'm just having a hard time. I'm not failing. I'm not a mess. I'm not failing. I'm just having a difficult time. Let me see how much I can work on it. This is ruining my life. This pain is making my life miserable. This is hard. Shift it. This is hard, but I can still, there are moments when I'm happy. There are moments when I can control pain. There are moments when this is not ruining my life and I'm leading a happy life, right? I shouldn't complain. Other people are managing it. We always compare, no? So everyone has a different limit, no? Everyone has a different life. Everyone has a different pain. This is mine and I'm going to respect it. I have pain. I have the right to feel upset about it. If I feel like complaining, it's okay. I can also sit with my spouse or my parents and complain about it. Even to my children, if you have children, you should make your children aware about your pains. That is when most of us, no, we don't communicate that I'm feeling a pain and we are feeling a pain. And when you have pain like this, you will feel low, and if you are sitting down and taking a rest, it's okay. You can tell them a no at that time, and they will also understand. Trust me, children understand a lot better, and they are very supportive. Resting is being lazy. No, I deserve rest so that I can work better for myself. I take a short rest, then I can work better for myself and my family. My body is betraying me. No, these pain is my body is communicating to me enough. Now look at yourself. You have to take care of yourself. The body is telling you are also valuable. You are worth it. So you can take rest. You can go in for your own space and time. So whatever automatic thought you have written, that one thought, just see how you can reframe it gently and positively, rather than going to the other extreme. I'll give you a minute's time for that. Just don't go to the other extreme. Whatever automatic thought you have written, just reframe it gently and positively. It is like you are telling yourself, it's okay. Like you are the mother to yourself. You're telling that's fine. How will you cajole your own friend or your child, rather than friend, your child, if it has a pain? It's okay, Kanna. Pain varunda, that is fine, pa. Right? So cajole yourself like that. Write your words like that, because when you are having pain, you are like a baby. Your mind is like a baby, and it needs a parent within you to tell everything is all right and you're there for it. So write a very gentle affirmation. When you have such pains, no, imagine you are telling your child, when the child has a pain, how do you tell it? So you can tell yourself like that. That is another one technique that works well. And now coming to the behavioral strategy. First is that realistic goal. The day Vishu comes, or the day New Year comes, or your Diwali comes, you don't need to clean everything in one day. No. Set realistic goals, knowing your body pain, how much you can do. It is okay not doing everything. You can distribute work over a period of 2 weeks. You can distribute work with your family members, whichever works better for you. Okay? Plan for breaks. Just don't go and clean everything on one day. No. Some for the morning, some for the afternoon and evening rest. And advocate flexibility. That is, if you're working, take your leave. If you take 1 day, 2 day leave, your whole institution is not going to fall. And if you are finding it difficult to take leave, you have to find a way or make an excuse for you to get a day's rest and leave from both office and work. That is your home. Okay. Break your work into manageable blocks and take the help of your colleagues and your family at home. There is no guilt in telling your children to work. Even your boys should know how to cook. It's okay. That is not a thing that you should take guilt for. Everything is not done by you. It cannot be done by you. You are not making the earth rotate. Okay. And introduce mindful moments like going in for a walk, pelvic tilts, yoga, whatever ma'am advised. You need to take that 30 minutes of every day for yourself. Okay. Now this works well when you have mild pain. Right? Most of the time we all have mild pain. But there is a day or two when we have severe pain and we are not able to think about anything. Am I correct? So what will you do for those days? So I'm going to give you a few tips you can note down, and whichever works for you, you can use that. Okay. So the first thing that you can do is sensory-based distraction. That is, you're going to use all your 5 senses and bring it to the present moment. Okay, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. Look at 5 things. So go to a place where you can, maybe a balcony or outside, where you can see 5 things. Okay. Then touch the leaf or the sand or anything. Feel 4 things. Okay. Hear 3 things. What noise is there? Is some person selling vegetable? A vegetable seller is there, or some child is crying on the street? What 3 things you hear? 2 things you can smell. If you have a garden, smell the flower. Okay. Or good things that you can smell. And 1 thing to taste. Eat something that you feel tasty. This is sensory based distraction. Or you can also hold an ice cube or run your hand through warm waters. Ma'am advised a few essential oils. You can smell those essential oils. You can sip something cold or spicy. Usually some people, they like to drink hot chai when they are feeling very anxious or pain is a lot. They usually drink something hot or something cool. Touch different textures, that also help a lot. Or you can go in for cognitive distractions. Okay, cognitive distractions where you make your brain work. Okay, so here is one very funny exercise. Count backward from 100 by sevens. That is 100, 93, 80, 86, 86, then 86 minus 7, 9, 79, 72. Okay. So when you focus your brain on these things, the pain shifts, that is focus shifts from the pain to these things. You can recite a prayer. You can, we used to play name, place, animal thing. You take one alphabet or a letter and then write a name, write a place, write an animal, write a thing with that letter, beginning with that letter, that you can play. You can play Sudoku, crossword, puzzle, everything, just to distract yourself. But this cognitive distraction might be difficult for people who have pain similar to migraine or headache related to sinus. So they can go in for physical distractions. Okay, like stretch, pace around the room, bounce a ball on the wall, or roll a stress ball, jumping jacks, march in one place. This work well for people with migraine like pain. But this might be difficult for people who are having sciatica or leg pain. Okay, so you have to choose which one works for you. The other is creative or imaginative distraction, which works for all kind of pain, where you actually involve your visual and emotional storytelling parts of the brain. Imagine, when you have very, very much pain, this works very well for me. I imagine we all have a bucket list. I want to I want to visit this place, that place. So imagine that dream destination. You're planning for it. You are going there, how you are enjoying it, or your dream room or your dream house. Okay. paint, do embroidery. Mandala paint works mandala coloring works very well during that time. Write a story, okay, or hear a story. We have audio books, so you can hear a story. And the best part of the one which works for all the type of pain is or call a friend or write a journal or go and play with your pet, cuddle your pet or play with your children. Okay, these things actually make us distract from the pain. So we here you have all the types of pain. I mean, how to manage pain. For severe pain, you can use any of these that works for you. Okay, and now coming to the last part of today's session, visualization. So what exactly is visualization? So we are going to visualize ourselves and tell our body that the psychological pain is not there. The psychological pain has loosened itself. That is what we are going to tell our body. Okay, so all of you, I request you all to go in for a short visualization meditation. Okay, so it's a 5-minute meditation. So I request you all to settle in a comfortable position. You can sit on the floor or sit on the chair, or you can even lie down, whichever feels comfortable for you. Just give me a second. I think there is something going on in my colony. I just need to switch off close the window just a minute. Yeah, sorry for the break. So I request you all to settle into a comfortable position. You can sit on the floor, sit on the chair, or you can lie down, whichever is comfortable for you, whatever is supportive for your body. Okay. Now let your hands rest to your sides gently and let your shoulders drop. Now I request all of you to close your eyes. Okay. If you feel uncomfortable at any point, you can open your eyes, but try closing it and try to keep it closed as much as you can. Okay. Now let us start with taking slow, deep breath through your nose. Take in slow, deep breath through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Slow, deep breath through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Again, breathe in deeply and let it out through your mouth. Continue breathing. Now slowly bring your attention to your body. Notice the parts that feel heavy or tense or pain. Which part of your body feels painful or heavy? Notice those. And imagine that area where you have that heaviness or tension or pain like a tight knot. Imagine it to be tangled. Imagine it to be heavy. Imagine that pain as a knot. Now send a gentle message to that area. Speak to that knot. You're going to imagine that knot and speak to the knot. I can see you. I am here with you. Tell that knot, you don't deserve to be judged. You served a purpose, and I thank you. Because you communicated my body's need to me. Now I release you with gratitude. Imagine with every affirmation you speak to that knot, the knot loosens a little. Speak to that knot. You held tight to protect me. I thank you. I free you now. I free you now. I free you. With every breath that I am taking, you're softening. With every breath I'm taking in and releasing, I'm setting you free. See the knot. Thank it. Thank the knot. Take a few minutes and imagine it losing. Focus on the knot, loosening it. Let it go. Release it happily. It has served its purpose. Now slowly hear the sounds in the surrounding. Feel the fan, feel the light, and slowly open your eyes. Okay, I hope all of you were able to release the knot. Just put in the chat box how many of you were able to release the knot completely and how many of you were able to release the knot halfway. How many of you were able to release the knot? Okay, partially. That's very good, Kartika ma'am. Completely released. Thank you, Jasmine ma'am. It is okay if you are able to release it partially as well. At least that much psychological relief you will get. Halfway is good. All of you, well done. If you are able to completely overcome it, that is also amazing. Okay, halfway or partially, that much pain will be released. That much psychological relief will be there from the pain. So you can use all these techniques. These are your toolkits that I want you to carry today. You must work on your cognition, address the automatic thought, reframe it, use the distraction techniques and the visualization technique. I wish you all the best for overcoming the pain. And now, before I close today's session, can you all please tell me what you are taking back today after the whole session? Also the psychological part, but also from the beginning, what all things are you taking home today? Please put it in the chat box so that we can also feel that happiness that we were able to make a change in your life. Over to you, Preeti ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neha ma'am, for the wonderful session. And thank you, Amuda ma'am. Now we are open to questions, if any, for the next 2 or 3 minutes. We'll also share a feedback form. You can also share your questions in the feedback form, and we'll be able to answer back. And we will share our numbers as well. So, any queries you have in medical guidance, psychological counseling, and naturopathy, you can definitely contact us. The medical guidance is free of cost. So kindly contact us if you need any help at any point of time. And we do have our yoga classes happening in our branches, Gopalapuram, Mogaper in person and offline. It is offline and online also are happening. For that, please contact these numbers. And that's it for me, from me. And would request the participants to ask any questions if you have.
Ma'am, I have one question. Since this is something that I'm going through personally for a pretty long time now, um, am I audible, ma'am?
You are, ma'am. Please continue,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So this is something that I'm experiencing for quite a while now. That when I go to sleep, especially, that I don't get to sleep immediately, or maybe it will take another uh, an hour or 1.5 hours for me to go to sleep mode, basically.
Oh,
So as I've been trying all the things whichever that I can for a long time. So is there any particular recommendation that you can make that with respect to this yoga practices or any such remedies as Dr. Amuda ma'am mentioned about the different decoctions that we can consume? So what is the frequency, or in a day, is there any limit that I have to make myself with yoga practices or anything like that?
Amuda, ma'am, would request you to answer, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So basically, coming to your sleep routine, ma'am, maybe, coming to the decoctions part of it, the chamomile tea will actually help you at the end of the day to stress relieve yourself. Otherwise, if you're
Mm,
not very stressed, but you're just finding it difficult to sleep, you can
mm,
actually have a just small glass of warm milk with a little bit of
okay,
turmeric and chia seeds. Yeah, you can just soak the chia seeds, mix them
okay,
with warm milk and also turmeric, and have it during your bedtime. Yeah, and
okay,
maybe after 15 to 20 minutes of after you've had this drink, be it chamomile tea or be it your warm milk, you can actually soak your
okay,
feet in warm water with Epsom salt. Okay,
okay,
soak both your feet in warm water for Epsom salt, maybe for some around 20 to 25 minutes. So the warmness should actually be till the level to which your feet can bear. So you should actually feel that warmth in your feet. Okay, and while
okay,
taking this warm food bath or hot food bath, please keep a cold towel on your head. Okay, not a very
okay,
completely dripping towel. Just dip it in cold water, bring it nicely, and then you can have it on your head to prevent any sort of
okay,
BP fluctuations. So this will be your
okay,
food bath. And after your food bath for 20 to 25 minutes, you can sit on your bed and you can practice Brahmari Pranayam for 27 rounds. Your 27 is an ideal number of rounds which you can practice, so that will tend to calm your mind. So even if you're having any thoughts, that will come to a state of balance when you're practicing Brahmari Pranayam. Yeah.
okay,
So then after Brahmari Pranayam, you can actually lie down and listen to any sort of, soothing music, or you get this deep relaxation technique audios in YouTube, which you can follow. You can just play it on YouTube, just follow the deep relaxation technique audio, and automatically your sleep will improve, ma'am.
oh, okay, ma'am. And about this consuming this chamomile tea or the turmeric milk that you suggested, so do I have
Mm.
to, I mean, give a gap
Mm-hmm.
between my consumption and the sleep time, like an hour before or something like that?
Yeah, that is what I told. Like, say, for example, if you're going to bed by 10, I
Mm,
would suggest you have the, because all this routine takes time. So after your tea, you can start the tea at 9. So you can sit in the food bath by around 9:15 to 9:20 or even
okay,
9:25. So that
okay,
goes on, and the food bath goes on till 9:45. And the Brahmari Pranayam will take hardly 5 minutes. So maybe that
okay,
goes on
okay,
till 9:50. 9:55, and then deep relaxation is again for 5 minutes. So by 10, your routine will get complete. So you should, after following this routine like properly with discipline and also with belief in the system, you will start experiencing the differences, and regular practice will actually help you fall asleep in maybe like 10 to 15 minutes max. Also depends on your
okay.
onset of sleep also, because onset of sleep also varies with metabolism, etc. So you will
Yes,
see a
yes,
difference when followed like properly and regularly.
regularly. Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
How
Thank
many
you.
minutes chia seeds need to be soaked? I think 1 hour would do, ma'am. 1 to 1.5 should do.
And to add on to,
Yes.
I
Any
would
other doubts?
actually recommend you to have a private consultation with Amuda ma'am as well, because she'll
Sure.
be able to find out what are all you're
Yes.
already doing and
Mm,
what
mm.
needs to be changed or
Hmm.
modified so that it will be actually effective, ma'am. Because sleep is one difficult thing
Yes,
to
yes, ma'am. Thank you,
actually.
Preeti, ma'am. Because
Mhm.
yeah, depending on your BP as well, we will have to formulate a night routine, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, I get it. I get it. Yes.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
ma'am. I'll do. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and we would,
Thank you,
there's
ma'am.
one more question as well. Wait just a moment. For how many minutes chia seeds needs to be soaked, Amuda ma'am?
I think I answered that, ma'am. I think somewhere around 1 to 1.5 should actually be okay. 1 to 1.5 hours, I mean. I think that should suffice.
Yes. And we should also thank our team member, Mrs. Shanmugapriya, who actually coordinated the entire process. And this webinar is special because we lost one of our team members recently, Ms. Cheshta Gulecha, who's very instrumental in all our earlier webinars. So we would like to dedicate this webinar to Cheshta. A moment of silence for her. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So with that, we would like to close if there are no more questions. Looking forward to meet you all in yet another webinar or workshop. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Namaste.